Tony Yengeni, a veteran of the African National Congress, ANC, has said that the Constitutional Court has gone above its authority and betrayed its credibility. Please kindly hit on the subscribe button as we continue. The veteran was blunt in his criticism, which has provoked a heated discussion in legal and political circles. You are unable to file an appeal with the judge who condemned you. This injustice is blatantly and visibly distorted. The Court of Constitutional Law is misusing its authority. It has turned into a primary criminal court, he said, expressing his dissatisfaction with the country's top court. The veteran's remarks coincide with rising worries over the judiciary's function inside South Africa's democratic system. Critics contend that the Constitutional Court's growing prosecutorial posture compromises the court's objectivity and goals, since it was created to protect the Constitution and protect human rights. The veteran's outburst reflects a larger sense of discontent among some ANC members and sympathizers who believe that the leaders and friends of the party have been unfairly singled out by the court's recent rulings. They argue that the court has sometimes crossed political lines with its decisions, which they feel damages the public's confidence in the judiciary. Nonetheless, the court's defenders contend that it continues to be an essential check on legislative and executive authority, guaranteeing that all arms of government uphold the rule of law. They contend that the court's rulings are based on a dedication to justice and constitutional values, especially in contentious cases. Legal authorities disagree on this point. Some share the veteran's perspective, arguing that judicial independence may be at jeopardy due to the court's wide interpretation of its authority. Others support the court's decisions, highlighting how crucial a strong judiciary is to a democracy, especially when it comes to holding influential people responsible. The current discussion over the functions and authority of the Constitutional Court has certainly been heightened by the ANC veterans' comments. The delicate and important question of striking a balance between judicial overreach and supervision continues as South Africa negotiates its complicated political environment. Despite its harshness, the veterans' critique highlights the necessity for ongoing discussion over the judiciary's role in the country's democracy and its commitment to the founding ideals. Once more, Deputy Chief Justice Mandisa Maya expressed her disapproval of the increasing belief that politicians should not be allowed to serve on the Judicial Service Commission, JSC, in a recent speech. This position is taken in the midst of continuing discussions over the makeup and operations of the JSC, which is essential to the selection and supervision of judges in South Africa. Justice Maya maintained that the political members of the JSC provide insightful viewpoints that enhance the judicial nomination process. She underlined that having political personalities involved guarantees that a variety of viewpoints are taken into account, which is essential for preserving an impartial and representative court. Politicians, in Justice Maya's opinion, are necessary to represent the interests of the larger public and maintain the integrity and accountability of the court. The independence of the judiciary is allegedly compromised by the significant number of politicians on the present JSC. They argue that political pressures may result in skewed judgments when it comes to judge appointments, so jeopardizing the integrity of the legal system. Reductions or eliminations of the number of politicians on the JSC have been proposed as a way to preserve judicial independence and advance impartiality. Deputy Chief Justice Maya, however, refuted these claims by emphasizing the need of approaching judicial nominations holistically. Although independence is important, she said, inclusion and representation shouldn't suffer for it. Politicians bring a necessary dimension to the JSC's work, Maya said. Their participation guarantees that our nation's court is sensitive to social demands and democratic ideals, while remaining autonomous. Maya's comments highlight a larger discussion of how to strike a balance between democratic accountability and judicial independence. She underlined that a court cut off from society influences runs the risk of being insulated and cut off from the reality that everyday people must deal with. The JSC is better able to make well-informed, impartial judgments that serve the public interest when it considers a variety of perspectives, including those from elected authorities. As the discussion carries on, Maya's viewpoint offers a strong defense of keeping the JSC's existing makeup. Her remarks encourage further conversation on the best ways to have an independent court that also reflects the society it serves.